Hello, my name is Hiddenfayt and welcome to Phasmophobia, a ghost hunting game that up to 4 players can go to several unique locations to hunt several different types of ghosts. Today's topic is how to use defense items and their importance to your survival. Hopefully this guide helps you understand the mechanics behind each item, and if you found this video helpful, you can always help the channel out by leaving a like and a comment, and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified of future content. The first item up on the list is Smudge Sticks. These are kind of like your ghost repellents. You burn one of these and most ghosts are weakened by it. To use them correctly is to have a lighter in one slot and the sticks in another. You light the lighter while in your hand with your primary use button, which for me is the right mouse button, but depending on how you like to play, it'll be different. Then you switch to your Smudge Sticks and you press the secondary use button, which for me is F. I will show you what it looks like here in a little bit, but I'm going to wait until I get to the room to show you because they burn relatively fast. You'll see a little bit of smoke come from the top of it. And I'm going to go ahead and light it now. Alrighty. So, there's a couple effects that come from this thing. For a spirit, it will prevent it from starting a hunt, and a Yuri, it will immobilize it for a time. And see, this one's pretty mad. Other ways it helps you, but only in specific cases, is that smudging a room will prevent a ghost from hunting for 90 seconds, or if you light it during a hunt, it'll stop it for 6 seconds. Just long enough to find somewhere to escape or hide. The only drawback is that these burn relatively fast, so you got to use them sparingly, or else you'll find yourself needing something else on this list in order to survive the night. Moving on to the next item is salt, just normal table salt. In old wives' tales and superstition, salt has found its place as a known defense item over many records of ghost hunting and ghost combating. But in this game, it acts a little different. In order to use it, while it's in your hand, you look down at the ground and you see the little ghost of it right there. It pretty much tells you where you're going to place it. You pretty much walk around and press your secondary use button to set down a pile. The best place to use this is in thresholds like doorways and hallways and sometimes stairs. I'm going to place it right here because I know it's here. I'm going to place it here and here. Yes, I know you're an adult. You only get 3 uses per container, so use them sparingly, and once it's disturbed, which is the pile will have like what it looks like to be a smudge of a footprint in it. It's used up. In other words, it's ineffective. It's there as ground decoration at that point. The best use is in thresholds like doorways and stairs to see where the ghost is roaming to. Though, just like most items, it's only useful in defense versus one type of ghost, the Wraith. The Wraith has a pretty bad aversion to salt. It would outright stop attacking if the ghost is in the middle of a hunt. But the drawback is that POW is gone, and the Wraith will have a permanently increased ghost activity for each POW it hits. Meaning that it is going into hunting what may happen more often and quicker. You can place up to 6, and it's helpful to find the location, but if it's a Wraith, it may serve in to quicken your death the longer you are there. The more active and angry is, the lower your sanity is, more likely it will attack. But it's still useful to have. So far, it hasn't disturbed any of them. So we're going to move on to the next item and see what it'll do while we're gone. Which brings us to our next item, and that item would be the Sanity Pills. The Sanity Pills do exactly what you think, help bring back your sanity. The game's premise is that you're in a creepy place, hunting an unknown ghost, and your ears and eyes and mind can play tricks on you, and the ghost uses that for power. You'll start seeing things that no one else can hear, like shadows and lights flickering, but only you can see it. Lights flickering is actually a mechanic that your sanity is getting pretty low. Not a lot of people know that. Same with shades. They're all telltale signs that you're losing it, my friends. To combat this, you can take one of these sanity pills. They restore your sanity by 40%. You can only bring in 4 at a time, and if you have a full team, use them later rather than early. Your sanity can get pretty low before you are attacked, so if you use the other items on this list, you can get away before you're taken to the afterlife. But, like I said, there's only 4. So in total, that's only a 160% sanity that it can recover. But another way to combat that is to stay in light. But there's also another mechanic in the game that if you're in the light for too long, that the ghost will attack you. It will shut the lights off and just straight come for you. It's kind of like a mechanic so somebody can't just sit in a room with light forever. It's kind of like a rage system, I guess. But that's pretty much all there is to the sanity pills. I mean, it's medicine. It fixes a crisis. That's what it does. So with that, everybody should know how it works. Next on our list is not something you would think as a defense item, but it is in a very specific scenario, and that is the photo camera. Now, usually this camera is solely for acquiring evidence to gain more money at the end of a hunt, but in one instance, it becomes your shield against a certain ghost type, and that type is the Phantom. In your manual of how to hunt spooks is the page for a Phantom, and its weakness is actually taking a photo of it will temporarily make it disappear, but it will not stop a hunt. So if you see it and successfully get a photo, you can prolong the time before a hunt begins. Not much use in stopping the hunt, but you'll have to rely on like Smudge Sticks if it starts to hunt. You can fire those up, it'll stop the hunt for 6 seconds, you can get away. But if you see it walking towards you without your lights flickering, which that is the sign of you're being hunted, you can take a picture of it and it'll make it disappear for a little bit, and you'll be safe for a while. And that brings us to the last item on our list, and arguably one of the hardest items to use, and that is the Crucifix. As a symbol of a religion, it has long been ingrained in history that it has spiritual power or effect, and in this game, it is no different. To use a crucifix effectively is a loose term, because the only time it is effective is when it's already placed out of your hand. You must more or less guess where the ghost will go into a hunt at. A standard practice is to place it at the location where you find the ghost in the ghost room, or where the center of its activity is. You must do this while the ghost is dormant. In other words, it will prevent the ghost from going into a hunt in a certain radius of the item, which also means waiting till the hunt start is too late for the cross to work, or your placement was incorrect. The Crucifix has only 2 charges before it's consumed or it just disappears off the map. Let's see if, yep, you're still here. Let's put you down there. It's messed up every single salt pile, it looks like. The Crucifix, like I said, only has 2 charges before it disappears. That's 2 hunts. As far as I've seen, there's almost no for sure sound when that happens. I've had 2 full Crucifixes be used up within 5 minutes and didn't know until the ghost is already hunting, and I looked down and they were completely gone. Use these to extend the time for your hunt, and the best use for them is later rather than early. These are effective on all ghost types, but more so on the Banshee type. For the Banshee type, actually it makes them more docile and less aggressive when they're near one. If you do it correctly with spacing, I've had a Banshee completely be unable to attack even when my sanity was at 0 for a good while, and that's extremely helpful. The radius is about 12 meters, so you can place one in one room and place one out in the hallway, and you'll have like a good section of this 1-story house covered. Basically, it's your shield. It is the end all be all. It just doesn't matter where in that radius they start an attack, it stops it. But it's the hardest type to use. As you can tell, that ghost is not very happy with me because I've set up all that defense item in one room and it can't do anything. And with that, that completes our list of defense items. I hope this tutorial helps you understand the importance and uses of each of these items. If you liked the video, please leave a comment on what part helped you out. And to help me out, hit that subscribe button and smack that bell to be in the know when my next video comes out. Thank you all for so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!